to this episode of Cooking with Carter. I'm your host, DJ Carter. Happy to have everybody with us today. We are going to make hamburger steak with homemade gravy, and I'm excited about this one. Before I even start, we have hit 93 subscribers and almost 3,000 views. What an awesome, awesome pleasure this is to do this for you guys. Keep them coming. Very excited. Questions, comments, all that. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Alright, what we're going to start off with is just listing the ingredients. I've got 1.25 pounds of ground round. Now I want to explain what ground round is. Ground round is beef, but it is a little bit more fatty than like a chuck would be. A chuck is going to be a leaner meat. This is going to actually hold together much more. Now, I wanted to start off with the ground round because I want to get that right back in my freezer, and I'm going to explain what I'm doing. I've let the meat thaw completely for about 3 days, okay? Now, you want to be careful with ground round and meats and things like that because you don't want to leave them in your fridge more than a week. If they are more than a week, you have a danger of it going rancid, and you can get very sick. So you want to be very careful. If you want to thaw it when you're going to use it, and what you don't use, refreeze so that you don't have a chance to get sick or anything like that. When you let this thaw, this meat's going to hold together well, and you're going to form it, okay? But once you thaw it, it's going to lose some of that togetherness, as I would call it, or to be able to hold it together. So what I do is I put it back in the freezer, and I let it harden just a little bit for about 20 minutes. I have 2.5 pounds of ground round. I'm going to be able to make 4 very thick, very nice hamburger steaks. We're going to get into that just a little bit. Okay, I've also got some button mushrooms. What you want to do is take a damp towel and just wipe these off. You don't want to run them under water because you want to get a lot of that brown off, but before I do that, I'm going to de-stem them. I have one very large mammoth onion that was bred under the ground somewhere and decided to come up and say hello to everybody. That's the size of my brother's head when he was born. Actually a little bigger, but my brother's head, I mean. But we've got a couple seasonings here. Just want to go over those. Have chives, garlic powder, complete seasoning, burger seasoning, oregano, and garlic salt. Basically, and to make the gravy, we'll get into that just a little bit. You're just going to need flour, baking grease, a little bit of oil, and either beef stock or milk, depending on what kind of gravy you want to make. I'll go over that really simply. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off by de-stemming these. It's very simple. You can pop them off that way and just pull them straight out. And this is what you want to use. But you'll see here, this is the brown that I'm talking about that you want to try to clean. These are very fresh, okay? These are, in the sense, these are the freshest you can get because I just got them today. So they're very soft. So I'm going to de-stem a couple of these. Okay, again, you can see little black areas there that you want to get off. Okay, de-stem one more. On one like this, can you use a knife? Just ran this bad boy through the knife sharpener. Be very careful. Right here. Okay. Now, if you do it that way, you end up cutting off a little bit of the mushroom because the stem was very small. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and do it that way. Alright, so that's how the mushrooms are done. I've shown the onion a couple times, but I'm just going to show this real quick. As big as this onion is, okay, start about right here. Trim that down. Woo-hoo-hoo, mama. That's going to be a strong one, boy.
Oh, yay. Oh, I can smell it already. I went to the store today and I was like, this is going to be a big one. And it is.
And there's... Okay, you'll notice me looking over to the right. There's a reason that we're looking over to the right. Today we have a new piece of equipment that we brought in to help me out. and it's a little TV, so I'm trying to show the onion to the TV over here versus the camera, and I'm sorry about that. We're still working with it. So there's the other end of the onion, and you can see where the root is. Okay, we've talked about that. That's in other episodes. You can see it. Let me just slice this down in half real quick. This is the benefit of having two things: your clear cutting board, that actually plastic cutting board that you can get at any local grocer, dollar store, wherever you want to shop. Okay, right down the middle. Now, don't try to rush it. Okay, if it doesn't work, if you go in at an angle, it's not going to work. And it's a big onion. Even in the knife sharpener, just work it down.
Gotta do it like a
seesaw kind of effect. Yep.
bulb.
Okay, now this is one piece of the bulb. I'm telling you,
The smallest part of the
that's
bulb.
not the bulb, guys. That's the bulb's long visiting cousin. Where does the bulb end? Be nice to me, onion. Ah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. I actually thought it was going to be a little bigger.
No, the other side will be. Guarantee you.
Okay. This is the bulb of one side. Okay. Alright. Woo-hoo! Yeah, Max, you're not kidding.
Yeah.
This side actually... Wow, that's the first time I've seen that. Doesn't really have... Now, to show you this, I'm going to cut this in half again.
Yeah.
Thank God for a knife sharpener, boy.
Thank goodness we did that before we started.
I tell you. Okay. There's the bulb.
Oh my.
It came right out of there. There's one section of it.
And then part 3.
And then...
Onion Geddon. Onion Geddon. There you go.
Yep. And actually, in making it in sections like that, and you can just see little pieces of it, that takes out... Now, the reason I take out the bulb, you can leave the bulb in there. The bulb is still edible. The bulb is still oniony. The bulb is still part of it. But it's tougher. I don't like toughness. I'm a weakling. I don't like... No. I just like...
Just look at him.
You know, I just like, you know, to make it easy. So, that's the end of that. I'm just going to show you one section here. Just peel back. Okay. Alright. Peel back one more. You can still use this. Now, I'm not going to use this because I want you to look up on the camera, and if you can get, thank you, cameraman, right along right here, right in here, there's a green. Okay, and it's hard to see, but with my lovely camera that we've got, it's actually not that hard. You see the little faded areas? You don't want any kind of green in that onion. Same thing with potatoes. We mentioned this, I believe, earlier in Season 3. When a potato turns green, that's arsenic. That is the main ingredient for making arsenics. Do not eat green potatoes. When they are green, even on the skin, throw them away because it absorbs into the potato. Alright, so there is that there. I peeled that off. Alright, and I'm going to, just to show you, we'll get this bad boy out of the way.
And then his brother, Bad Boy 2.
Yeah, that was a great movie. Alright. Now, I start, for slicing, just for hamburger steak, I'm just gonna work with little pieces, and I'm gonna get it together, and I'm just going to work it into a small area. get it together again. Now watch. Put your hand on the knife. Pick it up. Let your knife do the work. Your knife doesn't have to come off of the cutting board. You can cut it the way I did it. You can do it this way. Okay, but you're making more work for yourself. Put your knife down.
This is probably where that term slice and dice comes
Uh-huh. There's a julienne, there's a chiffonade, all sorts of slices. One more time. Okay. If you don't like that way, sure, we'll go the other way. Okay. I'm going to slice up the rest of the onion. I'm going to de-stem the rest of the mushrooms. We're going to get the hamburger steak out. Preheat your skillet to 350. You can cook it at 375 if you want to have them a little bit more well done. But I'm going to get the onions browned first before I cook the steak, and we'll show all that when we come back in just a few minutes on Cooking with Carter. See you in a bit. Alright, hello and welcome back. We've got our mushroom and onion all cut up. You can't see the onion for the mushroom. I just combined the two into one bowl. I'll show you in just a minute. We've got our skillet set to 350, as I said before we went to break. I wanted to show you how to do this last steak. We've done 3 other ones. What I start by doing is just forming this. Now, the more you handle this and the meat gets to room temperature, the more likely it is to break apart. So what I do is one of two things. I usually put plastic wrap on the bottom of a cutting board and wrap these in plastic wrap on the bottom before, and then work them out. And all you're doing is working this kind of into a loaf, a square, a rectangle, whatever you want to work it into. Now you'll notice your edges start getting thin. Just kind of press it together. Okay, so you got it kind of where you want it. Now what I do, aside from almost burning my hand on the skillet as it's heating, is just...
Please don't smack my fingers.
Yeah, just to you don't have to kill this thing.
It's already dead.
It's not mooing right now, okay? We're gonna... we're going to just lightly pound this out, okay? Just right in the middle there. Okay? We're done with the meat mallet. That's all we really need right there, okay? I'm just gonna kind of form it together again. Now I'm gonna go ahead and season the steak. All right, but I'm not gonna do anything with the onions yet because we're not quite there. I got my trusty dish towel here. You always want to
dandy dish towel.
Yeah, really. That's a Blue's Clues reference if I've ever seen one. All right, so yeah.
It's not like we're grown men or anything.
Yeah, all right. So I'm just gonna wipe my hand, and you do want to wipe your hands very well. Make sure you wash your hands well. Actually, I'll get Max to hand me a wet paper towel there because I don't want to touch my seasonings with touching that raw beef. You always, and that's something that off camera normally I do, is I always have either a bowl with warm soapy water. A lot of that you can't see on behind the scenes, and I know there's questions about behind the scenes. Yes, it's coming. Trust me, guys. I promise you. All right, so I'm just going to wipe my hands down here real quick. A little warm soapy water. And I clean both, even though I didn't touch the meat with my other hand. I want to make sure that, I'm sanitary and good to go. All right, so.
It's almost bad.
All right, you're going to put a little chive.
Little hand chive. Hand chive. Oh.
They can't see. I was trying to.
Here, you want to do that again, sir?
I was trying to.
Hand chive.
Do the something, whatever.
Little monkey.
Okay.
Alright, good. Back to Cooking with Carter. Dancing with Carter.
That's my poor rendition of dancing moves. A little complete.
Do the worm. Oh.
No.
I'll do the earthworm. Sit there.
Little oregano. Tad of garlic salt.
Just a tad. Making you reach for for it today.
Tad of garlic powder.
I'm pretty sure this is ready to go.
Yep. I was thinking the same thing. Tad of burger seasoning.
You can tell it hasn't been used in a while. It doesn't want to come out.
There we go. Okay, we can go ahead and move the lid there. Alright. Sprayed that down with cooking spray first. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to... The spatula is going to be in the other drawer there, if you're looking for that. It's in the one we got the meat mallet out of. Yep. We reorganized the drawers and everything, and now everything is so much easier to find. There's more space, made it a little bit easier for the kitchen. Maybe one day we'll show you guys on Cooking with Carter when we work through it. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hold the mushrooms up, and I'm going to get Max to slide the skillet back around in front of me.
Well, I'll do that, sir. If you want to do that first,
move that back.
Entire thing out of the way.
Yep.
Go face this skillet, audience.
Alright, we're going to... Not that we really, literally want you to face my skillet, just the camera's going to show you that.
We want to give you a nice tan.
Yeah, there we go. Alright.
Give the tan you've always desired.
Okay. We're going to... Alright. There's the bowl. Okay. Now I'm just going to give these a couple of quick tosses. Now these actually I do and I add them in when I make the gravy, but I want to make sure they're done first. Now the other steaks that I've made, I've already pre-made 3 of those. They're in the freezer firming up right now. Okay. Just toss these around. It's about time for Cooking with Carter to get a new skillet. This one's been through 3 seasons and it's on its last leg, but it's still working, much like me. Only halfway when it wants to. All right.
Only halfway. Is that your middle name?
Yeah, there we go.
There's a lot in the appreciation.
Can we show the TV on camera there, Max?
Does the audience want to see itself?
Yeah, let's there you go. That's kind of what I'm looking at to help out with video tutorials and everything like that. We just got it set up so I can kind of see what is going on. I don't know how well that actually came out. Now this is gonna start cooking down, and you want to cook these until they're really, really done well. Oh man, it smells good.
It does.
Okay. Now I'm not going to season these mushrooms with everything here, but what I am going to do is keep the spatula away from the raw meat. A little bit of oregano, a little bit of complete. Tad bit of garlic, salt, and my burger seasoning. Bam! Oh, someone will be really proud. See if you guys catch that reference.
Paula Dean?
Wrong gender.
That's right.
Same person. I know. Okay. Alright. Now you can see, aside from the seasonings, these are starting to get nice and see-through as I just dump them.
It'd be nice if you kept it in the skillet, sir.
Huge mound of onions and mushrooms in the table there, on the table on the other side. Not sure how bad I did, but
not too much.
Now these are just about where I want them to be. Either the same bowl or the container we had. One of the two bowls will be fine. And these will cook down more in the gravy.
Yeah.
But I just want to get these almost to where I want them. I don't know what is keeping cable companies from smell-o-vision, but
Technology.
woo! Can't we at least get scratch and sniff or something?
We already have scratch. I think that would be.
Let me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Max hold the bowl.
Teamwork.
Now you want to try to get about all of these out of here you can. Alright. One more good scoop.
Two good scoops. Three good scoops.
Actually, these are little mini scoops. I'm just trying.
Or all scoops are good scoops.
Anything's two good scoops with 2 scoops of raisins. Oh.
Ew. Raisins.
Alright.
I wanted grapes. I want them right.
Okay. That's about as good as I'm going to get right there. So now, I've got a big old piece of onion over here. Sorry about that.
Got some pre-trip. That's good.
We'll get these out of here eventually.
3 hours.
Yeah, really. This is good for time lapse.
No, it's really not. Okay.
One more.
Okay.
There we go. Alright. Now, the easiest way to work this, I'm going to actually have Max do it just because it's already on the other side. Okay, so what he's going to do, I'm going to have him face down at the skillet so you can see when he picks it up. Okay, you can see a couple of remnants of the mushrooms and gravy and things like that. That's alright. Not going to really hit anything.
And it all goes the same place eventually. Okay, how am I doing this?
Okay, do you want to just basically flip the whole board over?
Yeah.
And but just pick it up, hold it from the horizontal, and literally just get close to it, but flip it. Beautiful, beautiful.
I'm in the grease thing.
Nope, it came apart a little bit, but that's okay. Not everything works as well as you want it to.
This is real life, folks. Nothing's perfect. Except our fans.
So I'm just kind of forming that together the best I can.
See if we can put a good piece of it.
Huh?
Yeah.
Now it went seasoned side down. Now the trick is for making hamburger steak, there's 2 things. You want to leave all the grease and all the remnants in for the gravy. Okay, so I'm going to push it way up here. Okay, and you don't need to press down on it a lot. And some of this is going to break, guys. I'm sorry, because it just wants to be difficult today.
The ones that we had in the freezer will hold together more.
Yeah, and you'll get a chance to see a couple of those. So we're letting those actually form up almost to the point of where they're hard, because you've got to peel the plastic wrap off there and turn it the same way we did here. We're going to avoid the grease tray this time and kind of get up in the corner. But it was kind of hard for Max to see, because it was the first time he's done it. He thought he had to do it quickly. With a meat product like that, you don't always have to flip quick. You can, but if you rush it, it will flail and it's going to come apart. That's what happened. But what we've got now, this will be about 6 minutes on each side, and I'm going to let it sit here, and I'm going to go ahead and actually season this. Okay, a little complete. Bright green chive, oregano. Get you to grab the Worcestershire out of the bread jar, Max. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of garlic salt. A little garlic powder. And notice that I'm not seasoning this crazy, because it's going to hold. Make sure that's not soy.
Worcester.
Yep. This one actually has the label on it. Worcestershire, just a few drops, because it's very salty, and I'm not adding salt because of the Worcestershire content.
And plus all the sodium that's in all the seasonings as well.
And just a little bit of the burger seasoning. Okay. Now I'm just going to flip this on camera. I'm going to attempt to hold it together, so bear with me, guys. Let me get my seasonings back over here. I've already seasoned this side. Had a lot of fun doing this show. It's a lot of fun to do it for you guys. See how we do here.
Lots of little bits, but for the most part, it stay together.
Now that's the sear that you want. A nice brown texture, and Max is talking about the little bits over here. Really, just cook them on the side. Just mash them. They're not really going to go back in there now, because they're not formed to the meat. But again, the other one, and now look at that nice crispy doneness right here on the far side right there. So you just keep turning it, keep working it. What we're going to do is we're going to finish these last cut. We're going to finish the steak here. I'll show it to you on a plate, and I'll also come back and I'm going to cook the other ones first before I make the gravy. So we're going to let those firm up just a little bit more. When I come back, we'll show you the gravy, which takes basically no time at all, about 5 minutes, and it's done. You just heat it till it's finished. It's just going to be flour, a little bit of water, and bacon grease. I actually cook bacon and save the grease in a coffee can, something with that can hold the heat. When this is done, we'll come back and show you how the gravy looks and the other hamburger steak, and we'll taste some on Cooking with Carter. Be back in a minute. All right, welcome back to Cooking with Carter. We're in the final stretch here of the hamburger steak episode. What we want to go over is the hamburger steak is done. The one that I'm going to plate is over here on this nice floury rendition. Why I use a flour plate, I don't know. I had it, I liked it, I used it. What I've got going on in the skillet right now, still at 350. I've got all the hamburger bits in there. You can still see that. I've got bacon grease rendering in there right now. That's what that nice sheen is. So what we're going to add to that, we're going to add some butter, and I'm going to use a butter spread. I'm not going to actually use stick butter. So we're going to go ahead and grab a spoon. Just a regular spoon will be fine. And we'll get about, I would say, 4 good spoons of butter. Okay? And what we're going to do is Max is going ahead and doing that for me. And it's going to just just continue to melt and sizzle and all that. Okay, now that's a good one there. And get one more about that size. And there we go. Good. A little hot. Yeah,
a little bit. A little bit.
All right, so we're gonna have Max actually pass me the purple spatula there. Now I'm using a Teflon spatula here just because it's going to be a lot of movement with the butter and things like that. Now, to make a gravy, butter's going to burn pretty quick. Okay? So what I'm going to go ahead and do, once all this melts down, I'm going to have Max to go ahead and put in about 2 spoons of flour. Okay? Actually, I'm sorry, 3 spoons of flour.
Of this spoon or another spoon?
The spoon that you had with the butter is fine. Not going to hurt nothing. Okay. Now this is going to thicken this roux up. This is going to create what's called a roux. And you will see that as soon as the flour is in, you're going to get a brown consistency, which is exactly what you want. And you just want to continue to move this around. Now, you can add water if you want to add water. I'm going to do a little bit more. I'm going to make it a little bit more fancy. Okay, so all this stuff you're saying, oh my God, it's sticking to the pan. It's not going to work. We're going to throw our mushrooms and onions back in. Okay, right on in there they go. Okay, and the mushrooms and the onions are going to pick up all this lovely remnants. We're going to start pouring some beef broth in. Now I've got 2 partially used. Go right on ahead. Okay. All right, hold it right there. Whoops, I'm sorry, brother. That was not my intention.
Thank goodness it wasn't super hot. Good thing I didn't wear shorts today.
Yeah, really. All right, let me get that. I'm going to switch this off and get the metal spatula work a little bit better with it. A little bit more length. Okay. Go ahead and add the more beef broth. Now what we're going to do, now this is going to look runny and that's fine. Let it look runny for a second. Yep. Go ahead and add that right on in. There we go. Alright, so we got all our beef broth in and now all this is melted around. Now, Max is going to get that flour back out. And now that we've reincorporated everything, I'm going to do 3 more spoons of flour. One there. Okay, one there. And one there. Oh, God, that's gravy. And you just stir this in and you'll see those burger bits start to get in there and the burnt chunks that were there and you're thinking, oh, that's not supposed to be there. Look at the color on this gravy. Oh my God, the smell. Can you smell that?
Not from here, no.
Ooh.
But then again, I'm surrounded by the steaks and stuff, so.
Oh my God. Alright, now. Got it stirred around the way I want.
Now we're seasoning it again.
Okay, a little complete. Now I'm going to turn this gravy down and let this bad boy simmer.
What's that, 200, 250?
Right on 250.
cameraman going to attempt to help again?
Not with the garlic powder, he ain't.
Okay. Point taken. I'll do the chives. How about that?
Little oregano. We love our cameraman on this show, but boy, I'm gonna tell you. A little bit more garlic salt.
If the cameraman's learned anything from 3 seasons of Cooking with Carter, it's you don't season it anymore. You let the host and the cook do it.
Well, you gotta learn. Everybody makes mistakes, man.
Apparently, I'm
Just
making
not
a
with
lot
my
on this
food.
show. Outtakes galore, which will come out eventually.
Yep. We're gonna have a outtakes episode in between the
break in between season 3 and the start of season 4. There's gonna be,
yeah,
and
it's
that
starting to thicken
time
up.
period, there's going to be a lovely, long, probably around 30 minutes of outtakes.
Oh man.
You'll probably enjoy it as much as we enjoyed 3 seasons already.
Oh wow. Let's get a little bit of salt in there. I'll let you do that.
Sure as heck ain't going to be messing with salt.
And also the pepper as well.
Paprika.
Okay, that. A little bit more pepper there. Yep, there we go. Alright, I'm going to give this one final store.
Store?
We're going to give it one final store.
It's one a store. Why can't we?
Alright. Oh. And you can see it. Now, notice how it's thickening up now. And it's not as runny. That's that flour, and that's why we went back and did 3 more spoons of flour. Now, I'm just going to stir this one last time. Okay. Now, we got a white spoon that we're going to use. It's a serving spoon. And I believe it's in there. Now, I'm going to actually turn this down to warm now. Yeah, baby. That's twice I've done that.
Yeah, twice you did to the cameraman.
I tell you, I don't know what's going on. So we got that. Oh man, that gravy! Good Lord, guys. Woo! Okay.
Our host just looked at the TV and saw what y'all see.
Oh man. All right. So I'm gonna get this out of the way. Gonna take my
Yours.
steak. That's right. And I'm gonna season it actually over here so you can see. We'll take the white spoon there, Max.
Oh, I was going to. Okay.
All right.
You got it.
Now, the trick here is you don't want to kill this steak with this gravy, because if you saturate it too much, I'd say about 2.5 to 3 spoons is really all you need.
Depending on the size of the steak, I imagine.
Wow. God, that looks so... I almost said something I shouldn't.
What?
Woo.
Good?
Oh. Oh, man. Alright, so there's that. Now, I'm going to... I guess Max is going to get one here also, but I'm going to cut him, give him a piece of mine. I'll put it in this bowl over here. Yeah, that'll be fine. Max was just asking me which knife that I want to cut with. I cook these steaks at about a medium to a medium well. So it's going to be a little or no pink. Okay? So what I'm going to do is, if we can get Max to maybe turn the... We're going to get the seasonings out of the way, and we can turn the skillet real quick. I'm gonna actually cut this on camera. It'll be just a second. So while I've got a minute, while we're actually getting this out of the way, again, we're gonna end season 3 with 15 episodes, and this is going to be the 15th episode. So I'm very happy to say that we have had a chance to do, this for you guys. We're going to take quite a long break to prepare for season 4, because it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, because we have a new look coming. We have some other things coming in season 4 that no one's going to expect. We're going to get the equipment series back because we've been working with that. We've got a behind-the-scenes series that's going to come. We've got a sandwich series. We've got cake series. We've got bacon series. We've got whatever.
There's a lot of series is in the work.
But we're going to combine them and not have individual ones. So you guys will get a chance to see a lot. I'm going to have a new photographer to come in. It's going to be an awesome thing. Sorry, I keep looking at the TV. I can't help it.
I'll cut it off if I need to.
It's just, I like looking at myself. I'm so sexy now. All right, so let me go ahead and... Oh, that would have been a great shot for behind the scenes.
More than one way.
One of the things that I'm looking forward to will be the question and answer series that's going to come up also in between the end of season 3 and season 4. So
here's a little teaser for you. There's going to be a new intro for season 4.
Ooh, yeah. All right, let's cut into this.
Not that it was a pain to make or anything.
All right. Now let me turn that.
Oh yeah, let me go in the middle of it.
Ooh, now look at that. You have virtually no pink in there, but there is a little bit. Now, I'm actually going to cut here. Okay, and I'm going to cut here. Yeah, I'll move a couple pieces over there so Max can get him a taste of it. All right. Now, oh my God, the mushrooms and onions in this. Oh my Lord. Even though the steak falls apart a little bit, that gravy, great day. If you guys could see the cameraman's face right now. Hey, and oh, look, now you can bring that steak right back over here, cause
they don't know what you're talking about. You have a show to end, sir.
Yeah, guys, the only thing we can say with a steak like this, the meals we make are worth the wait. Hopefully, you guys think so too. Keep commenting, keep subscribing, keep those questions coming. We'll see you again soon for season 4 on Cooking with Carter. Take care now.